my young friends. My name is Jan Opatril and I'm a writer and illustrator as well as a sports angler from the Czech Republic. Because I like fish, especially carp, I have written the children's book Matty the Little Carp for the youngest readers. Today I'm going to read the last 4 chapters from my book. So sit comfortably and enjoy the reading.
Goldie and Brian were waiting for me in the tire. For a while we remembered how we had spawned. Then I told them about Neil and Helen and their long journey to the Sargasso Sea. But they will never reach the Sargasso Sea, I suddenly heard the ever-present Diana's easily recognizable voice behind me. Why not? Because the way leads through the dam and there is a spinning turbine in there. What's a turbine? It's like a huge fan, and any fish trying to swim through it will be sliced into little pieces without mercy. I tried to come to terms with that terrible news when I heard a commotion. Several bristling perch had swum into the shoal of roach. They looked like hungry wolves. Flash, the commander from the Valley of Shadows, was a short way off, giving orders. The perch were driving the roach like a herd of sheep. Only Goggles was taking no part in the battle. "Hey, you there!" Flash shouted at him. "Fight!" But Goggles didn't obey. I knew he was going to be punished and wanted to help him, but I couldn't lose time now. We had to hurry off to save Neil and Helen the eels. So we set off towards the dam. We reached it in the evening, exhausted. We couldn't see anyone we could ask about the turbine or the 2 eels, so we lay down on the bottom, dead tired. I leaned back my head and saw a large, elegant shadow gliding above me. It was an asp. Wasting no time, we swam up to the surface towards him. "Hi, I'm Matty the Carp, and I'm looking for 2 eels. "I'm Gustav the Asp," he introduced himself. "And I haven't seen any seals." "Eels! Do you at least know where the turbine is?" "The Firmine?" Gustav asked, confused. I sighed. Just what I needed. A half-death and it seems slightly dim-witted asp. "What about a male and female carp looking for their lost son?" I called out loudly so he would hear. "Harry and Evelyn." "Of course, Barry and Jocelyn. They were looking for their lost son. Daughter. Or was it their dog?" I turned around and swam away. "Look, Neil and Helen!" Goldie suddenly called out, pointed towards 2 wavy shadows with his trembling fin. They were just peering inside a huge dark pipe. "Stop!" I cried out to them. Neil and Helen flinched and then froze. "Matty, is that you?" Neil asked unsurely as I swam up to him. "Yes," I said to my half-blind friend and told him about the danger awaiting him. "So we won't be going on honeymoon?" Neil sighed dismayed. "No," I said. "What about children?" Helen sobbed, her eyes filling with tears. "No children either." I shook my head. "Oh, we will be alone like those 2 parents we met on the way." I was startled. "What parents?" "Oh, just 1 male and female carp. They were looking for their lost son." "Their lost son? What was his name? Just imagine, he was called Matty, just like you. I had asked everyone about my parents. Absolutely everyone. The only ones I'd forgotten to ask were Neil and Helen. I told the two of them my story on the way to back, where the eels had met my mommy and daddy. About being taken out of the pond in autumn, about the journey to the reservoir, and about my almost year-long search. It was just getting dark when we finally saw two dim silhouettes in the distance. I recognized them straight away. "Daddy! Mommy!" I called as I hurried towards them with tears in my eyes. Harry and Evelyn turned towards me. First they looked surprised and then very moved. We fell into each other's embrace and hugged each other for so long that darkness fell around us. Late into the night, we told each other our stories and how grateful we were that we had finally found each other. It was the happiest day of my life. The next day we all went back to the shallows together. And just imagine, their little carp were just starting to hatch from our row. I embraced Jane and introduced her to my parents. We too were parents now. Neil and Helen were sad for a while that they would never have children, but then they had an idea. They would start a nursery. All the children that were born that spring in the shallows gradually joined the nursery. The short-sighted Neil kept getting them mixed up, and Helen said kind-heartedly, Neil, I'm going to mistake you for someone else as well." One day, a shoal of perch appeared not far from the fish nursery. We were getting ready to defend our children when I spotted Goggles. My stripy friend swam up to me and said, "Matty, Flash is no longer the commander of the Valley of Shadows. We all deposed him." "Who is the new commander?" Goggles smiled. "Me! And I've made some new rules for us perch. You know, it was only when I met you that I realized that fish shouldn't harm each other. They should help each other and always be on the same side. So we no longer hunt roach. Now we eat worms and green algae just like you showed me. And just imagine, all the perch really like the taste." I gave Goggles a warm hug. I was happy. Around me I had all my friends, Goldie, Brian, Neil and Helen, my Jane and Goggles the perch. But above all, I had the most precious thing of all, what I had been looking for so long, my parents.
Well, this was the last 4 chapters from my book, Matty the Little Carp, for the youngest readers. I hope you enjoyed my reading today. Are you pleased that Matty has, after all his adventures, finally found his parents? If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe. And if you want your own copy of this book, you can order it from my e-shop. View the link below. Well, and now I can't wait to read another my book for you. This time about a little pike. This my new book is called Matty the Little Pike and a Rainbow Ball. Are you looking forward to next reading as much as I am? See you soon and have a wonderful day. Bye.